NFL, baby. Yes, sir. You know what it is when Fox NFL Sunday is playing. It's the All Day Everyday Show. We are back. We took a brief hiatus with All Day AJ and that man, Manny Ruffin, in our Week 17 NFL reactions. As always, powered by Dimers. If you want to directly support the show, head over to www.dimers.com/ADED. You will be directly supporting the show. We got Bet Rivers for you. It's a $250 deposit match if you use our code, which it will be like $250 match. So if you're going to do Bet Rivers, make sure to type in that $250 match as well. And it's a great way to get if you want to do all $250, you'll have $500 in the account. So that's awesome. So, all right, we are back. Listen, I got sick. It wasn't COVID. It might have been. I don't really know. We missed the past 2 weeks there, but we're back. We're recording podcasts again. I haven't seen Manny in probably like 14 days, so this is sick. We're back. It feels weird to be behind a microphone, but we got Week 17 NFL football, and there was no Thursday night game. We just finished the Monday night game with Ben Roethlisberger, his final game at Heinz Field, and I think this is the easiest money line bet of all time. All the sharps like to look at these lines, and they try to find those little things. So, like, for example, in the Cardinals game that we'll get to, Kyler Murray has, in his career all time, including high school and college, is 8-0 at AT&T Stadium. So what are you going to do? You're going to take him to go 9-0. Same thing here. Ben Roethlisberger, last game at Heinz Field, plus 130 money line. Steelers 26, Browns 14. Najee Harris, you're the king.
That was the lock of the year. I was sitting here talking to you before, like, how do we possibly miss this? But shout out to Najee Harris having a big day, and then cashing the boost on FanDuel and all the Najee Harris anytime touchdown scores at home. End of an era, though, for Big Ben. And it's kind of like somber because ever since before like we started watching football, I mean, Big Ben's been the guy. I mean, 2 Super Bowls. He's been that guy. I saw a stat today. It was kind of crazy. Like, I'm still trying to celebrate Big Ben, but he's the most sacked quarterback. It was like since like the 80s or something like that. Like, geez, just like salute for him for playing that long and being durable and still put up quality years. Like last year, they were in the playoffs last year. Like, let's put this year aside, and we know it's been a rough one for Big Ben, but let's remember who's guys and celebrate him. It's going to be tough to see him go. It's going to be weird to see who steps in. Is it going to be Aaron Rodgers? What's going to go happen in Pittsburgh?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is trying to.
They're
working on making him come back, but you got to give some credit to Najee Harris. Broke the single season rookie rushing record for the Steelers, and he did that in grand fashion, 188 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown, guys, there was a boosted bet. It was put in the chalkboard today. If you're not, you can go over to the Twitter and our Twitter page at 8080 Podcast. The link tree, the top one is the chalkboard. You can join that. It's for free of entry, whatever we were,
One thing that's tough that I do like too, like Najee breaking this record like within the 16, 17 week span, and Jamar Chase doing the same thing too. So people are like, oh, like because of the extended season, you're breaking records. Like I like to see guys break the records on time, which is something that like.
The Najee one was
going to try to throw shade,
bro. It was a sweat.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, the touchdown.
The touchdown. Look, we needed hit.
We're sitting here watching it, and I'm just like, he's telling me a story. He has Najee a couple units on it.
Oh yeah,
I'm sitting here. I'm watching.
We had some money on Najee,
and my eyes are following the play, and he's not. He's still talking to me. I'm like, he's
my
not
back
looking.
was at
and he turns around, looks, he starts jumping around. He's running around the room. He comes over and hugs me.
Yeah, I'm flipping out because I thought it was over. Cash the fucking ticket. It saves our night. Great win for the Steelers there, and. As we know, with the Bengals clinching yesterday, the Browns don't run the North. So we are so sorry. We called earlier this season that the Browns were going to come out of the North, and they did the complete opposite. They had
Baker might not get a contract.
Dude, they had a great graphic on the screen of what the Browns have done this season. It was like the Office episode where Kevin comes in with the big soup, with the big pot of chili, and he drops it. So that was their graphic, and it was saying how they were 3-1 to start the season, and then they finished 7-9 so far. Well, they have another game next week, but wow, what a just a disaster for this team here. Losing Odell and then all this crap here. What a bad game for the Browns. What a poor season. All right, let's go to Sunday night. Our another divisional matchup. I'm not going to talk about the unders here. I did talk about an under in this game, but the Packers blew that out of the water themselves.
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers win this one 37-10 on Sunday Night Football. They clinched that number 1 seed, getting that bye. Aaron Rodgers on primetime, you're just so good. You know who's even better? Devontae fucking Adams. I love you. You're so good. Devontae to score is just OP.
I actually thought this was the week that like it was like a stay away week. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to touch this week, and he's still like it's an auto. It has to be an auto bet.
Auto bet. He was like minus 155 to score once. So like we had to toss him in a parlay, but still, dude, it's just so easy, bro. It's so easy. Obviously, we know, there was no Kirk Cousins yesterday. We have Mr. Sean that had to go in Lambeau and freeze his tail off. But hey, man, a great like
can we talk
standpoint.
Before I get to not even like the game, like can we talk? I forget the lineman's name that caught it off the turf, and then got a little chuck stick in there.
Show
like,
big man love, bro.
Come on, we live for those moments. But out of this game, like it's gonna be like, it was versus the Vikings. There was no Kirk Cousins. Like, why are you saying this now? But Aaron Rodgers is the MVP back to back. I mean, it's settled. Also, it's all done. Tom Brady had that game-winning drive versus the Jets, and he had missed some weapons, but. I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers is like 35 touchdowns to 4 or 5 picks, first in QBR, snapping every single week consistently. Not a lot of noise going on. The Last Dance. I mean, they might come out they might win the Super Bowl. He might get the MVP. It's set in stone now. He just has to not get broken in the last week. I mean, that's his award. I mean, good for Rodgers, honestly, because I was a little shaky on the Packers coming in this season. Just because. They weren't like this isn't the strongest Packers rosters that we've seen. I mean, yes, this Devontae Adams, but after that, Aaron Jones, yes, AJ Dillon stepped up this year. I mean, the defense was opportunistic. Matt LaFleur is a great coach, but like I just didn't think they were this strong to be.
Well, now here's another
head honchos in the NFC. Aaron Rodgers back getting me an MVP candidate. I didn't see him be this.
Your
successful.
Weird stat for the Packers is they're the first team in history to win 13 games in back-to-back seasons. So give a lot of credit to Matt LaFleur. Obviously, he's got a great, ally in Aaron Rodgers and his team. But like you said, that's why I'm going off that point because it's not like
still coach his ass off. Yeah, exactly.
And then, guys, we do encourage you to comment down below any thoughts you have on any of these games. We'd love to respond to what you're saying and what you think happened in this week 17. Back to this though, before we move on to this game, Manny always preaches respect the run. You have a team now in the Green Bay Packers that can have a dual threat with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon getting the end zone twice yesterday, along with, 60 or 70 yards from both Dillon and Aaron Jones. And in high-end playoff games, like the NFC Championship, if the Bucs can get there.
Whole day in Lambeau.
You know what I mean? I don't know if the Bucs can get there. Run the football, chew some clock. This is I'm rooting heavy for Aaron Rodgers in these playoffs. I really, really am. All right, we're going to go to our Sunday slate, our Sunday afternoon slate, I should say. And we're going to start with my team, and then we're going to get to the Eagles. So we're going to start with the Giants. Listen, I don't really have much to say. When Daniel Jones was shut down, we knew that it was going to be really, really tough to watch these guys in the end. And they did play the Bears at Soldier Field, and the headline was, it's Saquon Barkley's return to the field that he tore his ACL on. And then these guys are asking him, how does it feel that you're going back to the field that you tore your ACL on?
I'm not thinking.
Why are you asking that question? And he's like, and literally that's what he said. He's like, I'm just trying not to think about it. Like, why would you ask that question? Like, what? Saquon had a really good game on the ground, his best game of the year, 100 yards on the ground. And Mike Glennon. Awful. How many times are you going to turn the ball over in one game, bro? One game. I'm so done with this team. Joe Judge is coming out here trying to say, delete the news of, this is the worst team in New York. They're so bad, this and that. Oh, we're not a joke of a franchise, he's saying. They are the worst team in New York, and a lot of people are going to say you're a joke of a franchise, and he's trying to shoot that down. For what? Giants need a GM bad. Gettleman, get the hell out of this organization, please, and thank you. Bears win 29-3. Easy win. Thought it was going to be a lot closer than this. 3 points, and you got one more game next week. Wow, I'm really, really looking forward to watching this team again. Really.
Yeah, the New York Football Giants are just limping to the end here.
Limping.
I mean, listen, regardless, Glennon is your quarterback, but you cannot get embarrassed by the Bears like that. Yes, that's what you feel. And I mean, that offense was an embarrassment. I had a Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown bet, and that was the worst because Glennon just can't move the ball.
Nope.
I'm paying attention a little bit. I'm not watching the Bears. I'm not watching your defensive drives. But I'm looking on FanDuel. All right, the Giants have the ball on the 41. Let me go back, see what fumble. Go back again. They're on the 50. Pick. Go back again on the fumble. Yo. What's good, homie? Like, you selling the bread crazy.
Like, did we not want to give...
I had like a 5-team parlay. Saquon's touchdown was a lot.
Did we not want to give
yards? It was the read.
Did we not want to give Fromm another shot?
Jakey?
I wanted to see Fromm again, bro. Like, I'm done with Neck.
I'm a Glennon fan. Like, just off of the neck.
But, like, this is a perfect opportunity for, like, backup quarterbacks, good, relatively not so great, but just okay quarterbacks from Jake Fromm at Georgia. This is a great opportunity for him. Like, we're letting Daniel Jones not play for the rest of the year. It's my time. I get chances for win or lose. It doesn't matter. This is great experience for me. Let the guy go. Let the young guy go. We really want to see
really
old ass Mike Glennon. We really want to see that. Yeah, no, we don't. To our next NFC East team, the actual winners here. Despite Jalen Hurts almost getting killed by the Eagles fans and the poor bleachers through the tunnel when all of the Eagles fans fell almost on top of him. He was a great sport about it, and he had a great reaction, giving fans gloves, getting pictures with fans while they're all falling on top of him. Despite all of that disaster at the end of the game, the Jalen Hurts Philadelphia Eagles clinched a spot in the playoffs, and they will most likely play the Dallas Cowboys. And that is going to be a stunner, and they do play them next week as well. The Eagles season sweep of the Washington football team, 20-16.
First of all, we need a new stadium. We got the poopy or pacey, whatever the fuck, with the pipes earlier in the season. Now we got people falling from the stands, almost hurt. But like, if I was a person that fell from the stands, first of all, I need to talk to all 6 of you, 7 of you who fell. Why aren't we just laying on the ground? My arm, my back, something, my neck. That's an easy 10 grand anyway. The birds are in the dance, baby. Let's fucking go.
Did you think that was going to happen at the beginning of the year?
No, because I was going to get to this. You can co-sign me. When we were doing season predictions, did I not say 8 to 9 wins? Now, I did not playoff berth with 9 to 9 wins. I did not say, I did not think it would come with a playoff berth.
Right. We just wanted
to say
we're
here.
But we're there. And
ups and downs. Nick Sirianni came out. Listen, I came to the conclusion, Nick, that the first press conference, you were just a little nervous, you're a little hyped up, you're a little geeky, you're excited to go. Jalen Hurts, we've been up and down. Conclusion of the rookie season. Now I see growth. You're making plays, going from the pocket, finding a great work downfield, pop, running out. Like, I cannot. Just growth.
Can we officially say?
And I'm not usually a person that I'm so okay with being wrong here. There's nothing that I love more than being right. I'm so okay with being wrong here because if you don't remember, just about 4 weeks ago, we lost to the Giants. I said, this is why this is not a playoff team.
Can we we are going to officially say the flowers have blossomed. Nick Sirianni.
They're not. I wouldn't say blossom. I wouldn't say blossom. They're planted. They're planted. And I would love to see this team in the playoffs because honestly, like I sound like a broken, like sound like a broken drum, but
record.
Run the ball, stop the run. What did we do?
Also, on the betting side,
stop the run.
On the betting side of this game, bro, Boston Scott opened up this week on Monday of this week and Tuesday. I saw a tweet on this. He opened up at plus 220 to score.
Yep.
And then at game time, he was minus 110. And what does he do? Not one. Two bagger. Boston Scott. Now listen. Everyone on this team now has COVID. Everyone on this team has COVID. The game is now pushed up to Saturday, 8 p.m. Saturday against the Cowboys. That's going to be a hoot of a Saturday nightcap game.
Saturday in Philadelphia, it might be.
What's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if these guys are going to get back. I know Boston Scott's on that list. There's a hell of a lot of players on that list, on that COVID list. But we're going to see the Eagles.
What I will say, though, like this team can honestly not like. So, for instance, how the football team last year gave the Bucs a run. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that the Eagles can give a team a run just like that because we have a quarterback that can make plays with his legs and when he's on can be accurate and make good decisions and 1, 2, 3 pop. Team that can run the ball, team that can stop the run and get healthy, enough people out at the right time, make some plays. Could scare somebody, right? Matchup.
Somebody.
Don't give me some Eagles fans. I'll finish with this. I think it was back in 2009. I think it was we played the we lost the Cowboys in the last week of the regular season. We played the Cowboys in the playoffs. Kind of the same situation that's coming up here. It was ugly back then, but I want to see us running back and like, god damn, like I just cannot like what an up and down season.
Up and down season.
Just the way,
and we're alive.
Our highest paid player is Carson fucking Wentz. I have like 3, 4 first round draft picks. Sirianni, like you are in serious consideration for Coach of the Year. I'm done with my Birds, but let's fucking go.
Playoff bound Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, to the Bills in Buffalo, hosting the Atlanta Falcons in what was an easy win. Josh Allen, you did your job. And my boy Singletary, 2 fucking touchdowns. Bills 29, Falcons 15.
Yeah, it was a good old winter wonderland game. Josh Allen had to play a fucking horrible game just to prove that they can actually win when he doesn't play well. Matt Ryan and the boys, they'd stick into it. Like they were in this game for about 3 quarters solid, I think.
That's what's just so funny about Josh Allen.
Off the wheels at the end.
He can suck in the air and then still go
we're
crazy on the ground.
Good. And that's a good sign for the Bills on the stretch because 100%. I mean there's still teams that AFC is we'll get into it. But I mean, besides that, just nothing short but a wonderland. And I mean,
that was an easy win. There's nothing much to say there. The Falcons are just a lost cause in that game. They were never supposed to win that game. Now let's get to more of an exciting game, and that is the Bengals.
Holy smokes.
Wow, I don't even know what to say about Burrow and the boys. They come back in grand fashion. Ja'Marr Chase is the highlight of this game, 266 and 3 touchdowns. And Joe Burrow is guys, he has in 2 weeks 917 yards and 8 touchdowns. In 2 weeks, back-to-back weeks, 8 touchdowns. 917 yards. Joe Burrow, you are the best quarterback of that class. No one is changing my mind. Ever.
At Twitter poll, that Instagram poll we ran one day, I saw a lot of people putting Joe Burrow last.
I saw that, bro. They were all on Herbie. They were all on Josh Allen. Bro.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is the future.
You good? Do you double Joe Burrow so I can get the Ja'Marr Chase?
Yeah, I'm doubling
because Ja'Marr Chase, I mean, like most reception yards in the game by a rookie, most reception yards in the season by a rookie, most 200 yards games in the season by a rookie.
Air raid offense.
Probably the best performance in a game ever by a rookie. Someone needs to bring me up in stat check.
Hey, also, for all those guys that are bitching at the Bengals for taking Ja'Marr Chase instead of an offensive lineman to protect Joe Burrow from last year with all the sacks, where you guys at?
You're
now?
trying to put all the attention on the people back. How about we put it back on the assholes back here that were on Ja'Marr Chase's neck in preseason because he was dropping a couple balls?
Yeah,
because he was bitching that the ball looked different.
Get him, light him up.
What?
Where you at?
Ja'Marr Chase.
Bro.
Something. All right. It is That's elephant in the room. It's KC. The secondary's weak. We've been on that all.
Yeah.
Okay. There were some blown coverages. There was one play Ja'Marr Chase was running by himself down the sideline. I don't understand how that happens. He already had a touchdown or 2 in the game. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But this kid is still ridiculous. You seen the one play where the dude had a pass breakup on him? He starts Gritty in the end zone. A couple plays later, here comes Ja'Marr Chase, Moss in the corner of the end zone, Gritty right back to him, and tweets at the end of the game, "This is how you Gritty with the
Their
ad."
Instagram living after.
Oh my God,
bro! They got the shirts.
Joe, bro.
How about their shirt? Joe smoking a cigar on Ja'Marr Chase's Instagram live. They have AFC North champion shirts on and hats, and the shirt says, "We run the North" or something. I'm like, let's go Bengals. Now listen, with the Chiefs' loss, this now puts the the Titans as the number 1 seed in the AFC, which is very weird to say with just how poor they've played. Derrick Henry's not there. We all know that, but very weird to see the Titans at number 1 in my opinion. The Chiefs, they got to win next week. They got that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. They want that first round bye.
That's true.
They want that home field. They want Arrowhead. They want Arrowhead for the playoffs in the AFC. All right, and speaking of the AFC, we just touched on the Titans here. They have a dominant win at home against the Dolphins, who
hottest team in football.
Wow.
No more.
I mean, after Dolphins' big Monday night win against Ian Book's awful Saints last Monday night, this was a game where the spread was +3. Dolphins were +3. And it's 34-3 Titans over the Dolphins.
Yeah, it was just a sloppy day. The Titans seem to be getting the groove though, low key, but like there were some exchange issues going on with the Dolphins. Tua kind of dropped a snap. One he tried to throw when it came out of his hands. Deontay Foreman though is balling, and I would never like to say that someone's filling Derrick Henry's shoes because those are awfully big shoes, and you have to be able to squat and bench a lot to be able to fill those shoes. Arm. But Deontay Foreman's doing his job.
Hey, next man up, bro. I love it.
The O-line's moving, doing the thing. Vrabel has these guys motivated. It's the same. They're playing that same Titans brand of football where it's just run. Tannehill flashing out to his right. We'll hit somebody in the open the flats or something like that in the corner, or I'll take off my legs. The Titans defense is still the Titans defense. It's not the same defense that they always been. They're still a competitive defense. They're going to talk your shit. They're going to stop the run. Same thing's going on there. They're not the best team in the AFC. They do hold that number 1 seed, and depending on what happens next week, they could have home field. But it's just a team that I don't think. Depending on what matchup wise that happens, I was gonna say they might not win a playoff game, but depending on who they get the 1 seed they could. But I just see this team, they're gonna limp into the playoffs. They're gonna be overrated. This is a team that I'm looking to fade first week of the playoffs. Maybe not first week, probably divisional round. Less if they get the bye, probably a little bit of a high line there. But I mean, good for the Titans though, because after Derrick Henry went down, they thought it was all over. So.
And I will say too, this was for most people in their fantasy leagues. This was their championship week. No, in my league, I wasn't in the championship. But what I'm saying is, next year we will be doing at least one fantasy league. So just be on the lookout for that. We did ship the sheets on that one. We wanted to run 2. It wasn't able to work out. But what I'm saying is this is the championship week. This was the championship week. So next season, we will be looking to run multiple leagues. So definitely be on the lookout next year for that. All right, upset alert in Indianapolis. Colts, you blew it. Jonathan Taylor, you got in the end zone at minus 350. Yikes. Colts 20. And the Raiders with the upset, 23-20 over the Colts. This is a great way to close out your season. I know we have one more week, but a great way to close out the season. End on a high note for the Raiders as they start to get in that head coach search.
Yeah, it was a big dub for the Raiders. Carson Wentz looked a little shaky out there. A little bit of Carson Wentz of old. We're holding on to the ball for long. We're missing guys high. We're rolling out to a right and getting absolutely one of the most lucky touchdowns I have ever seen grace the NFL. This should be a pick 8 out of 10 times. Pascal, I think, kicked it in the air back to T.Y. I don't get the touchdown there, but just bad decisions from Carson Wentz. I'm pretty sure the Colts lose their first game when Jonathan Taylor gets over 100 yards rushing, which is crazy. He was minus 300 to score.
And
let that sink in.
How about this? His rushing prop was like 106.5 or 107.5, and what does he get? 108. Yeah. He's right there. Take us over every game. Oh, every game.
How about fucking Hunter Renfrow? That kid is just, first of all, he had one play early in the game where it's like a punt return. He got back for like 50 yards. And one thing I noticed about Hunter Renfrow is he makes big plays, and everybody is more excited than him. It could be the most point in case. Point in case. The play that they got, well, a touchdown that they got called back. But when he's in the end zone, when he first thinks it's a touchdown, he's just sitting there like everyone's coming to. Maybe he knew he got touched. I hope he knew he got touched. But he's blank
like,
face.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming. Let's go.
I also think he's just
what a play.
So overlooked.
I was. Yeah,
The white boy receiver from Clemson,
literally getting ready for the show today, and I'm like, I want to say Hunter Renfrow is still underrated, but I feel like that's something that everyone is saying. So is he really still underrated,
bro?
That kid's a fucking baller. Like
overlooked. Why do we overlook these young?
It's been nice to see.
Just die hard route running machines.
No cap.
We just overlooked those guys, and the story is going to be, well, Zay Jones had 8.
I was going to say, I was going to say, let's give some love to Zay Jones because Zay Jones just have a big day. I mean, listen, Raiders playing in Indy, Waller's down. Got to give him some credit where credit's due.
Sure. But again, this is not a game that the Colts should have lost.
Absolutely not.
Like, at all.
This is why the Colts are just the most confusing team I've ever seen. I mean, I'm starting to think there was one point in the year when they were winning all these games in a row after like the horrible stretch. I'm like, so football shit really is rigged. They had the hard knocks.
It is rigged, bro.
They have an awful start. Now they win all these games in a row. But now they're back to being the same coach as all at the beginning of the season. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with them. Just Big Red, just keep staying healthy, boss.
All right, over to our 50 piece of the afternoon. The Patriots at Foxborough hosting the Jaguars and Mac Jones and Bill Belichick. 50-10 over the Jaguars. Wow, 3 touchdowns for Mac Jones. I love you.
Yeah, another fucking blowout win for the Pats. J.C. Jackson gets his 8th pick of the year, and he's behind Trayvon Diggs. And one thing I'll say about Trayvon Diggs is he also has left the most passing yards in the league. So J.C. Jackson, let's get some more credit to the guy because he's doing his thing and actually playing the position the way.
Who would have thought?
Actually, let me not throw too much shade to Diggs' way. Anyway, this Pats team is, who
would have thought we would be talking about Mac Jones over Trevor Lawrence at the end of the season right now? I don't know. I was sleeping on Mac Jones. I heavily slept on
Mac. You said that because I will say my apologies to Mac Jones because this guy would be good on any team. One thing I'll say about Mac Jones right now is that he's in the best system for him to benefit
100%.
Right now.
You are so right.
But he would still develop into be a winning quarterback, a good quarterback in any system. I don't want to get out the way right now. But as far as this year, when people bring up the Patriots and they're going to be in the playoffs and they're making a run, the defense is incredible. They're doing their thing. They obviously have the run game. But where their thorn on their side will be the fact that I don't think Mac Jones can go and win them one. And when it comes down to playoffs, you need your stars to be stars. There's going to be games that are going to be down by 7, down by 10, and Mac's going to have to. It's going to be in his hands, and it's going to be Mac go get us this one. And it won't even be fully Mac's fault. I mean, his next best weapons are Hunter Henry, Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, and no shade to those guys. They're all great players. Mac Jones is a great player, but I'm just saying as far as playoffs and long term with this team this season. It's just going to be a thorn on the side. They don't have like necessarily a star to go get the one. But I mean, still, great season for the Pats. Great season for Mac Jones.
This creates the debate from the beginning of the
season. Mac Jones, T-Law?
No, does Brady need Belichick or does Belichick need Brady?
Neither needs.
This will come up again.
They don't need each other. I would say neither of them. It proved the point that they don't need each other at all.
They don't. and that this debate's totally going to come up again. There's not much else to say on this game just because, it was 50-10, but a great, win for Bill Belichick.
T-Law, we got to keep
and
the ball,
more confidence from Mac Jones as we head into these NFL playoffs.
The white jerseys, boss. We had a couple too many of those again this week. White jerseys.
3 picks for Trevor Lawrence. Is it the Jaguars or is it Trevor Lawrence? I'll leave that to you guys to think about. Okay, to what was probably the most craziest situation of the NFL season, not post-game, not pre-game, during...
Not halftime.
During an NFL game at MetLife Stadium, the Jets hosted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where Tom Brady's 37-yard touchdown with less than 30 seconds to go in this game wins them this game 28-24. That's not the story. The story is Antonio Brown undressing himself on the sideline and running through the end zone while play is being held on the other side of the field. He's running through the Jets end zone, throwing up the peace signs, waving to the crowd, and then he gets picked up, and he's now, Bruce Arians said, he is off the team. Mental health is very, very serious, and that is what we are going to leave right there. Any thoughts on that? I have no words.
Well, all right. So one thing I will say is, if you are a Jets fan and you got a ticket for this game, okay, you endured a season of a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of games you could have went to that would have been way worse than this one. You could not have picked a better game to go to if you were.
Oh my goodness, bro! You guys almost beat the defending champs.
We almost beat the defending champs. We had a 4th and 2 to ice the game, and we called a QB sneak. Very questionable. Before that, a guy may have left the game early who's pretty good. I don't know. Then the last drive, Tom Brady throws a 37-yard dot for the win. And I'm a Jets fan. I'm watching this as a Jets fan in my home stadium.
You gotta be happy about
I'll take that.
4-10 for Brady. We're not gonna overlook that. 4-10 for Brady.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Great game. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, done talking about the game. We have to say a little bit on this.
So, when was it last night? Because sometimes we get confused with this whole last night.
I know. Now we're on Monday.
When this news broke and the game happened, I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking, like mental health with AB, like this guy's crazy. Obviously, first instinct, it was funny to me, but you kind of look into it more after the game and like you think about the situation where you're like, all right, this is honestly not funny. This dude might be fucked up. Something like obviously all the things we talked about AB on this podcast before. So then viewpoints kind of changed a little bit. Then this morning, Ian Rappaport comes out and says that AB didn't want to go in the game. He didn't feel healthy. He didn't feel like he was able to play. So the coaching staff tells him, no, you're still going to play. If you don't want to play, then basically get the fuck out of here.
They literally said they quit on him on mid-game on the sidelines. That's why he threw the fit. That's why he threw the fit.
Watching the game, AB, I will say honest opinion, I couldn't tell AB was hurt. There was one Twitter clip. There was one Twitter clip floating around that there was like a close-up of him running a route and he cooked somebody and he looked healthy to me, but maybe he didn't feel, maybe he felt like you can feel like you're running off of pure adrenaline. Maybe you could just feel that something was not right. You didn't want to keep going. There was a lot of
what's going to be overlooked.
And the thing for me is there was a lot of incentives on the line. So a lot of people saying that AB was healthier. He's really close to a lot of incentives. This is not the game that he is a little bit of a hockey. But this is not. I mean, I'm so close. So if I can at least get a couple more receptions, or was it one touchdown or a couple more receptions, I'll eat it out. He probably really just didn't feel comfortable going, and we know he's a little bit of a nutcase. So sometimes people like that are just like when they say something, it's like, all right, bro, say no more. We're playing the Jets.
Yeah, we still have to win this game.
Like long term, but like still long term. We're playing the Jets. We can lose. Like, okay, playoff seeding, all that shit. We can lose this game. AB, we're not going to win a Super Bowl without you, AB. We're not. When we won it, there was a really pivotal touchdown to change the tide of the game that you scored. Cook Tyrann Mathieu. That's why we got you.
They needed him.
We're not winning without you.
There's no Godwin. So
I think there needs to be a lot of conversation going on around with that coaching staff. We need witnesses, more people saying how true that was, that AB was hurt and he didn't say he wanted to go, because if that's really true, then BA. Like Bruce Arians, I liked you a lot. Temple guy.
He said he cares about him in his press conference.
But then he goes to the presser, then completely lies. Says he's cut from the team, basically. And now he's not. Now they announced on halftime Monday Night Football that he's not cut.
Yeah, halftime.
What is going on, boys?
And that's the other headline. As we'll close it with this one. The headline at halftime, Adam Schefter came out and said at halftime of this Monday night game tonight that it's been the story and the news broke that Antonio Brown has not been officially released by the team. So I don't know what that means. Does that potentially mean we might still get on the phone with him and say, listen, we have no Godwin. We need a receiver for these playoffs. We almost lost to the New York Jets. The 4-12 New York Jets, we almost lost to them. We're not in the playoffs. This is a Week 17 game. Playoffs are starting in 2 weeks. So
what's going on, boss?
What are we doing? But nonetheless, Antonio Brown
if that is
making more headlines.
That's halfway true. I can't see him playing for the team ever again.
Is he going to play in the NFL ever again? We will be continuing part of this.
It really depends if that story is true.
It all depends.
Whole another podcast.
Whole another podcast. Okay, over to the bank. In Baltimore, the Baltimore Ravens hosted the Los Angeles Rams, in where Odell Beckham Jr. scores yet another touchdown. Now we all can say it is not Odell Beckham, it is the Browns. The Rams win this one 20-19.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford continues with these little weird starts where I just throw a pick six, another really bad pick, and then I just come back.
And I come back and I throw for over 300.
I start finding Cooper Kupp here. I find Cooper Kupp there. A little Odell Beckham on a slant here. Defense will step up. I have been impressed by Tyler Huntley, though. I keep saying this week after week, but I feel like he just has gotten better week to week. I mean, it's not always. It wasn't just. I feel like early on it was kind of just Mark Andrews, and I was struggling to fire the guys. You see him get chemistry with Rashad
Mark
Bateman.
Andrews too.
Marquise Brown had a couple catches. I mean, Tyler Huntley, I'm impressed. Good on you, but like I said when I was coming with the Patriots argument, right? They don't have the stars or the guys that like this game. We're down 10, we're down 7. Like this game's on you guys. Even though Matthew Stafford threw a bad pick, 2 bad picks early, we could still go, yo, Matt, gotta win this game. Find Cooper Kupp. It was a big 4th and 5. Odell sticky hands right on the sticks. Then finds him again. I think it was the next play or 2 plays later for the touchdown. I mean, those are the plays that I'm not saying this Rams team's going to make a run, but they do have a better chance in the playoffs than some teams because they have those guys that be like when the chips are down, Odell, where you at? Sticky hands. Cooper Kupp, where you at? Go make a play, make somebody miss. Even Stafford, get loose in the pocket, lead us on a game-winning drive. They've all been there in those situations. They've all been in those plays before. And I mean, the Rams are here. I mean,
well, that's why it's weird, though, about this Rams team because you look at this game and actually how the Rams played this game. This team is 12-4.
Very good.
Well, you watch this game and you're like, this team doesn't look like a 12-4 team, and this team does not look like a Super Bowl contending team, in my opinion. After watching that game,
no shot.
Once again, like I just said,
I really will.
Playoffs are in 2 weeks. We gotta get our butts in gear, or whatever the slogan is. There, we'll get the rear in gear. I don't know what it is. Like the playoffs are starting. Rams, wake up! But a win is a win. 1 more week. And then it's time to go compete for the NFC.
Baby.
And it's time to go compete for the NFC. Okay, divisional matchup. No, this was not an under. The Chargers hosting the Broncos. An easy win for the Chargers. Doesn't really mean too much for them. 34-13 over the Denver Broncos. Drew Lock, you got in the game, buddy. You got to play. You got to play today. That's all I was really noticing was Drew Lock's on the field.
I forget it was a big win for the Chargers because I forget their scenario, but they need a Rams win and someone else to win on Sunday, and then they need to win.
They can squeak in there,
so they can possibly get in there. And one thing I'll say about the Chargers is this is not a team, regardless of what seed they get, how they look,
don't overlook them,
who they've lost to. This is not a team that I would want to play just for the sole fact that their coach is an absolute maniac. And you're gonna get a stop on a 4th and 8. You're thinking it's over. They're gonna go for it.
And they're gonna get it.
Anyway, I'd like to say something about the Broncos though. Hey. If you would have told me that when we were bashing this team, because when they were 3-0, we were bashing this team. Like they would have no chance. They would have no chance to be in a decently big game, week 17 down the stretch, with about a chance to have a 500 record. Vic Fangio was on the hot seat. Quarterback injuries. I mean, Jerry Jeudy injury.
Yeah, that hurt.
Losing Vaughn. Good on the Broncos. I mean, I don't know if Vic Fangio ever changed his job. He might. I don't know how much that front office likes him. I don't know much about that relationship. I wish I was close to more Broncos fans so I could get like that insider, like what is really going on.
What's going on?
But I mean, that's a strong end to the season for them. Chargers, again, this is not a team I would want to see in the playoffs whatsoever.
Yeah, this was a weird matchup because I think most people are just looking past this team in the AFC because there's more to look at.
For instance, if you're the Titans, you're gonna get the 1 seed. I would not want to see the Chargers.
No.
If the Chiefs sneaks in that 1 seed again, I would not want to see some of the Chargers. So I mean,
and you know, even the Bills.
Exactly.
Like that's just. 100%. I mean, that'd be again it'd be in Buffalo, but that would still be a scrappy. You know, that'd be a game that I could see. You know, watch Justin Herbert go for like 400 in that game.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean? It's just weird, and that's why we've been saying for the past 2 to 3 weeks that the AFC is just weird and confusing, and we just can't like pick our guys. We said it already. The Titans are a 1 seed. the AFC's weird. Okay, the AFC's weird. All right, let's go to our. I don't even really feel like talking about this game, but the San Francisco 49ers hosted the Houston Texans, where Trey Lance gets his first NFL win.
Fucking boy,
Good
Trey
for you, Trey
Lance.
Lance. There was like a boosted bet, a boosted parlay bet, where the big teaser that FanDuel had, and the 49ers were like -2.5, so that was good. They were very sloppy at the beginning. A little
sweaty there.
Very sweaty.
Way more sweaty than it had to be.
But 49ers win this one 23-7.
No, it was good, Trey Lance. Like, it's good to see you again. I missed you, honestly.
Hey.
Showed a lot of promise this game. Yeah,
he did.
I mean, it is the Texans, but I think he went back, watched some film, did adjusting from the last time he played. Shanahan looked back, did some adjusting. There were some new packages. He was getting some more.
It's a perfect game for Trey Lance to
perfect game for him to play. He was getting some more QB powers. And it was a whole different packages are different now, because when he was starting before, Deebo Samuel wasn't coming out the backfield as a running back. So I feel like he looked way better. He made a big time throw on the 3rd and 12. I think it was the Kittle. Kittle kind of one-handed it, and then the big touchdown to Deebo. So Trey Lance looked promising. Good stuff for the 49ers. They'll be in the playoffs. I don't know how much I trust them with Jimmy G, and especially with this whole thumb thing going on. Yeah, whatever the fuck. I trust them even way less than I already did. But I mean, they'll be they're in the dance. They can run the ball, and tough, scrappy team.
Well, definitely be on the lookout though.
I ain't worried about the fucking Niners.
I'm not either. But be on the lookout for later in these playoff games, if they have a chance to compete. Look to see more of Trey Lance in that little dual threat.
I would love that,
because let's maybe not, because even if Jimmy G is not 100%, he's gonna go, and we're gonna see maybe in some red zone packages. We're gonna see some Trey Lance.
That's
exactly
need it.
So I'm totally gonna see it. Maybe take some snaps out the gun and run it is what I'm thinking. All right, so we're over to the NFC East again, and we are at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, where the Cowboys hosted the Arizona Cardinals, where, like I said at the very beginning, Kyler Murray came into this 8-0 all-time in his career at AT&T Stadium. What are we doing? We are ripping Arizona moneyline, and we ripped them live at +1.5 and at +2.5.
Ooh.
Go Cardinals. 25-22. Are we scared of this Cowboys offense? I think we should be.
Nah.
I'm not saying because I'm saying in the opposite way. Not that because they're good. If we're Cowboys fans, you got to be a little shaky and a little scared, because what kind of offense was that? That's in my eyes, that's 425. That's prime time game. That's Joe Buck. That's Troy Aikman. We got to win these games. You guys got to go to Philly next week. So
6.5 point favorites.
You guys got to go to Philly next week.
Hey.
So where's that offense, brothers?
You know what I mean?
Where's that offense, brothers?
You know what I mean? But hey, Cards came out hot. You seen what they did on the first drive? Who they hit with a what? Trayvon Diggs with a double move, Adrian Green over the top. Most yards given up by a quarterback. I have been riding the Trayvon Diggs wagon all season long, but I cannot deny the facts. Very opportunistic corner. Excellent ball skills. Does not play textbook corner, and he can get caught lacking, but he can get turnovers for team, but he will get caught lacking like this. No, he's not. No. He's not the best. He's not the best defensive player on his team. This should be common knowledge now. He's not the best defensive player on his team. I pray to God this is common knowledge, because this is another game where I know they lost, but Micah Parsons was all over the place.
Well, did you see Micah Parsons, what he said? He says he started giving him like animal comparisons. So he's like, I'm the lion because I take care of the ground. And Trayvon Diggs is the eagle because he takes care of the air. Well, the vet hits you with the double move, buddy. And you just allow yards after yards. If you're not intercepting the ball, you're allowing big-time yards.
Your liability if you're not intercepting
liability.
The ball. Like, Kyler Murray kind of put the team on his back. Like you said, 8-0 at AT&T Stadium. Let's not make that 9-0. Chase Edmonds played a big role as well. I mean, I did not – I expected them to cover, but I did not expect them to win, because you're just missing such a big piece of your offense playing a team like the Cowboys. That pass rush, that defense, overall, I did not see this. Big dub for my Cards just be coming to the playoffs in this thing.
True.
Someone correct me, but the NFC West scenarios, I think they're a game back or something. I don't think they're going to be able to win that thing, but I mean, we're going to come to the playoffs with some momentum. It sucks because I felt so right about this team. And during the whole year, it looked so great. And I hate being that guy, but they peaked at the wrong time.
Yeah, there was a big really injury, rough stretch for those guys.
Yes, big injury, but they just simply peaked at the wrong time. I would love to see if they can compete in the playoffs, get a win or two, but I just don't think we'll see. I just don't think they'll be able to. I just don't think it'll ever be the same with them down the stretch now. It's a shame, but I mean, listen, my guys are here. I said it was a statement year for Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler in their third year together, and it definitely was a big statement year, and they will be together for a while.
Well, look at that. And also, I have to be happy for Zach Ertz, and we live in Philadelphia, so
facts.
The team that, and when he went to the Cardinals, they were undefeated still, so, and the Eagles were not in good shapes at all, right? So now it's like, damn, well, if you didn't leave, you'd be going to the playoffs, but you left, and now you're still going to the playoffs. So both scenarios, Zach Ertz is in the playoffs. That's all I wanted to say.
Winner.
Okay, over to a Week 17 divisional matchup. Saints hosting with Taysom Hill back. Saints hosting the Carolina Panthers. Easy, scrappy win. Saints 18, Panthers 10. I don't really give a shit about this game. I mean, I don't care about both of these.
Yeah, I mean,
I really don't. 18 to 10.
6 straight Saints losses for the Panthers. I mean, I don't
care.
I mean, that's another team that was one of the other teams with a 3-0 start that makes 6 straight losses. They just cannot move the ball. It doesn't matter if Cam Newton's a quarterback. It doesn't matter if PJ Walker's a quarterback. It doesn't matter if Sam Darnold's a quarterback. I understand CMC's been down, but I mean, this offense gets exposed with CMC's out. No one can win on the outside other than DJ Moore. Someone free DJ Moore, because that is a fucking hell of a football player, but no one knows because he plays in Carolina and his QBs fucking suck. Robbie Anderson, all right too, but we can't win on the outside. And I mean, Chuba Hubbard next day up, and this team fucking sucks. I mean, the Saints fucking suck. Hey, Marquez Callaway, big day. Taysom Hill was throwing the ball around the yard too.
Yeah, good for you, Taysom.
Good to see.
Hey, Cap, good call on Alvin Kamara to get in the end zone, because I took him the week before against when Ian Book was a quarterback, and they didn't even score a touchdown. So I was really scared to basically double down on Kamara again with this awful Saints offense.
But you know, Cap comes through every time.
The GOAT knows.
Every single fucking time. I'm not even going to talk about what he's been doing in the NBA, but I mean, you should know.
You should know by now. That was an easy win, and I'm over that game. Now, finally, we made it to the end, guys. The very last game, and it was kind of a thriller. The Seahawks, who are trash. They have 6 wins on the season. The Seattle Seahawks, they put up 51. I don't care that it was the Lions. 51-29 over the Lions. I don't care that it was the Lions. This was a great way to get to the finish line and a great finish to their season. Again, I know we have one more week, but 51 piece. Everyone's scoring 2 touchdowns. DK's having 3. Penny's having 2. 32 fantasy points on the day for Rashad Penny. Good win for you, Pete Carroll. I don't know what's going to happen with you at the end of the season. I don't know what's going to happen with Russell Wilson at the end of the season. Good win here. Way to put up a 50-piece. 51-29. Go Seahawks.
First of all, this is a Gus Johnson and a Keep to Lead game, and every time they do a game together, I just love that. I love those two together. That is a great combination right there. Rashad Penny.
Bro.
Go off.
What are you doing, man?
Go off.
Ugh.
I seen something that, hey, shout out Measy. I seen something that Measy, I think he had him in the parlay that was like first team touchdown scorer. I saw that. I said, I never thought about that angle. Rashad Penny, first team touchdown scorer. Of course, I tried tonight with Nick Chubb. It didn't work.
Oh, my God.
I mean, shout out Measy. Anyway, I'm concerned. I think this is Russell Wilson's last year with the Seattle Seahawks. And I just think there's just something seems off. I watched early in the game before it became an absolute blowout. DK's kind of like walking back to the huddle half-heartedly, like just putting his ear in for the play, like things seem kind of off. Even on the touchdown, first of all, touchdown was a great play, showed a lot of chemistry on his first touchdown when it was kind of like it was an all-out zero blitz. It was a little bit of a double move, but Russ didn't have any time, so he literally had to drop back real quick and just throw it to where he knew DK was at. So you think, oh, the chemistry's good, but there's no rush running to DK and giving him a hug and none of that extra shit. And even, I mean, it took a while for it's going to be rolling to kind of see that energy. I don't know. Might be the end of the era. We see the end of the era with Big Ben. We might be seeing the end of the era with Russell Wilson. And
hey,
I don't know.
Shine some light on Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What was it?
Please.
8 for 109 yards? Tutty?
Please.
8 for 109 yards in Tutty? That's what it was?
111.
111. Oh,
please.
My fault, buddy. You know what I'm saying?
Please shine some light on this receiver. And he's getting overlooked because he played a game
with Timmy Boyle.
Who actually, despite the 3 picks, had a pretty good day. Had a pretty okay day.
Yeah.
And the Lions put up 29.
Yeah, that is a storyline in itself.
You know? So that's a win in itself for you guys.
You know what? Yeah.
You had to go fly all the way out to the 12.
Right.
And you put up 29 with Timmy Boyle.
Why not?
And Amon-Ra St. Brown doing his thing for like the 4th week in a row.
Why not?
Good job, guys. Good job. That we'll close week 17 NFL reactions. For the YouTube guys, we're back. We're posting these back. It's been 2 weeks. Sorry, guys. If you want to follow us on our Twitter page at ADED Podcast and our Instagram at ADED Pod. Follow the TikTok, guys. We're getting some new love on TikTok, and we're getting a little scrappy with the sounds and all this kind of stuff, and some content that you really won't see on the Twitter or the Instagram. The TikTok is simply just the name of the show. Hey, guys, Apple Podcasts, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, any podcast coming up, or these NFL reaction shows, you can rate it. If you scroll to the bottom, you give us a 5-star rating. If you want to leave a note, sure, but you know what you can do. You can just hit those stars, and you're fine. Talk about the YouTube, and then we got to go because we got to get ready for the new round of guests that are coming in. I'm going to say this now for the live people in here. January 10th, the new king, Measy. Measy is coming to hang out with the boys January 10th, which is the same night as the national championship game between Bama and Georgia. So that is going to be...
Bama's a 3-point dog.
And we already took him at plus 120 money line.
Oh, you took him. See, I was gonna go the other. I think I was gonna go the other way. We might have a little bit of a personal wager incoming. But if you did make it to the end of this video, we appreciate you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be updated on any videos we drop. We are back. Alex is out of the hyperbolic chamber. Woo! We're back making content, boys. So please be on the lookout for Tea Parties podcast.
Oh, Tea Parties are coming back, baby. I'm so excited.
Tea Parties are coming back. Have a excellent start to the new year, boys. Hope you crush all your goals this year. See all the everyday boys signing off.
Hey, great job with that one. Guys, I forgot to say, we hope you had a great holiday.
Happy fucking New Year,
Happy fucking New Year, baby. It's the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and the homie Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs, but you can call me All Day AJ. Measy, you're next, baby. Can't wait for it.
It's good, bro.